Presentations of the City Council of the City of Moreno Valley. Our first special presentation will be by Councilmember Shailinda Bernard.
Thank you. All right, good evening, everyone. So every February, America observes a very special occasion called Black History Month. This observance serves as a time to remember and celebrate the many accomplishments of exceptional African Americans and African Americans in general, and their importance to our country's history, be it in science, politics, law, sports, arts, entertainment, or any other field. Black History Month is synonymous with prominent figures such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who fought for equal rights during the 1950s and 60s, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, W.E.B. Du Bois, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, also known as the NAACP, Maya Angelou, George Washington Carver, and former President Barack Obama. There are countless other African Americans who made a profound impact in our history. It is in our best interest as a community of individuals with different cultures, religions, races, and creeds to live up to their great teachings and be steadfast examples. For those of you that don't know, today is Rosa Parks' birthday. I should have mentioned that earlier. Assisting us this evening by accepting this proclamation and recognizing February as Black History Month is Dr. Melanie Lindsay from Moreno Valley College. So, Dr. Lindsay is an assistant professor with Moreno Valley College's Ethnic Studies Department, instructing Intro to Ethnic Studies, African American History, covering a course of race, ethics, and politics in the U.S. Do you have a few words you'd like to share with us tonight?
Yes, thank you. Good evening. At this pivotal moment in history, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Moreno Valley City Council for their commitment to recognizing Black History Month. Black History Month began as Negro History Week in 1926, initiated by Dr. Carter G. Woodson and the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History. What started as a week of recognition grew to a full month in 1976 under President Ford. And today it serves as both a celebration of the past and a call to action towards equality and justice. As a proud resident of Moreno Valley and as the Ethnic Studies and Black Studies professor at Moreno Valley College, I am honored to accept this proclamation on behalf of the students, administrators, faculty, and staff at Moreno Valley College. This month holds special significance for our city, where African American residents and leaders have made invaluable contributions to our community's growth and success. It is important to state today more than ever that Black history is American history. Let us use this time to reflect, educate, and commit to building a future where all contributions are valued and celebrated. In honoring Black history, we honor the enduring history and spirit of those who fought for justice and equality. Their sacrifices allow us to stand on their shoulders, and it is our responsibility to carry their legacy forward. Thank you.
This proclamation and invite the rest of the City Council to come up for a picture.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, good evening. For tonight's second special presentation, I am happy to announce and recognize Deputy and Classified Employee of the fourth quarter for 2024. Both deputies and classified employees from our Riverside Sheriff's Office are second to none, truly exemplifying service above self. Today, we honor two very special individuals, each one making their community a safer, better place to live. Please give a big round of applause for Deputy of the fourth quarter, Deputy Whispering Bigby. Do you mind joining me here at the mic? I'm going to say a few words here. Department Bigby has, Deputy Whispering Bigby has emerged as an invaluable asset to the Moreno Valley Investigations Bureau as the dedication to her role in managing both child and adult protective cases takes a toll on the department due to their complex and sensitive nature. One of her most recent achievements involved a case that required extensive follow-up, involving effort tracking down leads and coordinating with various agencies. Her diligence paid off when the investigation ended with the safe recovery of missing juvenile, a moment of great relief for the community, and the arrest of an adult suspect. This outcome not only exemplifies her investigative prowess, but also her ability to bring resolution to cases that have a profound impact on the individuals' lives. Deputy Bigby is doing amazing things for this community, and we are lucky to have her at the Moreno Valley Station, setting the tone for those who follow her lead. Do you want to share a few things?
Okay. It's okay. Super short and sweet, but I'm honored and humbled to receive this award. I'm grateful for the people who have supported me, my lieutenant, my sergeant, the investigators in the Bureau, my family. This recognition is not just a reflection of efforts, but also of the guidance, encouragement, and inspiration that I've received along the way. Thank you all very much.
Move it.
In the center, you're in the center.
We don't need to.
There we go. All right.
Oh, yeah. We're sorry.
Actually, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come over here.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah.
There we go. We can get you back. Yeah, there we go. We got this. We got this. One. All right. And 1, 2, and 3. There we go.
All right, one more.
Congrats.
One more.
Huh?
Mom,
There's one more. Sorry, the Bureau's gonna come up with it.
come on.
Yeah, Mom, you can take a picture and come up.
Oh, the whole really good.
We're all proud.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm just gonna zoom over you.
You know what, Erlen, we can go on there. Yeah. There you go.
Even taller.
I'm tall, let me go back to
I was wondering why there's so many people over here.
Who are we missing?
All here for
Yohira?
Is she behind us?
Yeah.
She's sneaking. Amberella.
And 1, 2, and 3. I was going to say all cops don't go anywhere. Sarah, stay here. All right. Thank you, Councilmember Gonzalez, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Moreno Valley is the largest contract city with the Riverside Sheriff's Office, and with that comes a lot of amazing deputies. Some are fresh out of the academy, with others being veterans of this department. The Moreno Valley Sheriff's Station is second to none, with us having an amazing chief or captain, Sarah Mack, surrounded by a group of lieutenants that are dedicated to making Moreno Valley a safer place to live and work. With that being said, earning the Deputy of the Year is quite a feat, considering Moreno Valley Station is filled with talent in every unit. However, someone always manages to rise to the top. Please help me in welcoming and congratulating Corporal Reggie Reinsberg of the Moreno Valley Station for Deputy of the Year 2024. This is where I always say speech, but you're going to give one anyway, so just hang tight for a minute. Corporal Reinsberg has been a dedicated force of change at the station, creating the Moreno Valley Defense Class and Structure of Procedure, while also going on the offensive with his Entry Tactic Initiative, all of which has been well received by his colleagues. In addition to these programs, Corporal Reinsberg is a mentor and leader, assisting other deputies with department tools that assist in tracking suspects via electronic surveillance and conducting of briefing trainings that cover subjects such as patrol, special enforcement, and recovery-based engagement. Corporal Reinsberg, congratulations on earning the Deputy of the Year 2024 for the Moreno Valley Station, and now speech, sir.
I actually am not one for words. I didn't really prepare a speech, but I want to thank the City of Moreno Valley, the captain, my supervision, Sergeant DiMattia and Sergeant Merrill, Lieutenant Martinez, and especially my wife, who supports me in everything I do. I'm good at what I do because of her, so thank you.
Good job. There's your handcuffs. And a couple recognitions. You want to hold that? Sure. And this one is group.
Yes, we have more.
Take a slight step over. There we go. All right, perfect. Get everyone to look this way. We're gonna take a photo in 1, 2, 3. There we go. We got a little one flying, but it's okay. One more. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm a little. And for our final presentation of the evening. Good evening, everyone. Like their deputized counterparts, classified employees at the Moreno Valley Station are necessary components in making Moreno Valley a safer place to live. Their constant support makes the work of deputies and other classified employees more organized, making it easier to complete the duties of the station and the whole Riverside Sheriff's Department. With that, this new category of honor was approved, the Classified Employee of the Year, with this year's awardee being Senior Sheriff's Records Clerk Jessica Solano. Ms. Solano, would you please join me? as a classified employee myself at the college. I congratulate you. Senior Sheriff's Records Clerk Jessica Solano has consistently demonstrated exceptional leadership and dedication in her role at the station. She has played an integral part in training both new and existing record staff on the various tasks that make up her unit. SSRC Solano approached every task with calm readiness and the sense of commitment, ensuring that results is one that satisfies all parties involved while balancing the efficiency of the office and maintaining the high standards. Outside of normal clerical duties, SSRC Solano's main project has been supporting the Detective Bureau with processing registrants and ensuring that vital data is entered into the state and local databases. Regarding such sensitive material, SSRC's attention to detail and meticulous work helps safeguard both public safety and law enforcement personnel. A lead applause. Although I know you'd love me to continue, Ms. Solano, would you have any words to share with us?
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Just really quickly, these are my people back here, just really quick. Thank you to my family for their unwavering love and support. Thank you for the honor of recognition amongst our community and RSO leadership. Thank you to my Moreno Valley Station peers who make coming to work fun and meaningful. I don't feel I deserve such an honor, and I want to say thank you to Captain Mack and to Supervisor Julie Williamson for considering me. There really is no place like Moreno Valley Station, and I love the work I do, and I love helping others. I have a lot of people to thank for their friendship, their trust, and letting me be their trainer, as well as helping me grow on my own in knowledge and leadership skills. I would like to share one short verse that motivates me to aspire for a life of service to others. This verse sets the example of living a life of service to all without judgment. From Mark 10:45, "For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." In my opinion, everyone in this room is doing the Lord's work in some way, shape, or form, and I just pray that you'll always be blessed and in his favor. Last thing, Irma, Aiden, Connor, I love you with my whole heart. Thank you to my family for being here. Thank you.
You guys brought your own instruments and everything. That's cool.
Drive the band.
And 1, 2, 3. Great. Go on in. Come up. All right. Taller folks to the back. All right. My bad. All right, and 1, 2, and 3. All right.
Front office. Come on, front office. Assemble. Bring up the band. Okay, let's go. Front office. Quickly. Quickly now.
It's ever your birthday, come see us. We'll put the band together for you.
Looks like it. And, all right, and 1, 2, and 3. There we go.
We'll return at 6 o'clock with our regular council meeting. Good evening, and welcome to the joint meeting of the City Council of the City of Moreno Valley. The City Council receives a separate stipend from the Community Services District if any CSD business is conducted at the meeting. I now call this meeting to order on February 4th, 2025 at 6:03 p.m. I invite Councilmember Delgado to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and I ask that you remain standing for the invocation given by Pastor Carlton Jones from Turning Point Pentecostal.
Please join me by placing your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty.
Thank you to the City Council and the Mayor for having me here tonight to do the invocation. If you'd all join me tonight. Gracious God, we come before you this evening grateful for your mercies that are new every day. And Lord, we just thank you today for a City Council that values invoking a higher power into the affairs of man. And we welcome you into this room this evening. Lead this council, guide them, and give them wisdom to govern with righteousness and justice and integrity. Your word instructs us that we're not to look only after our own interest, but also for the interest of others. And so we pray tonight that every decision made in this room will align with your will and bring peace and prosperity and unity to our community. We speak peace over the spirit of division and clarity over confusion and selflessness in the place of selfish ambition. We pray tonight that you would let love and understanding reign, and may every leader in here walk in humility and service, seeking the good of all. And in times of disagreement, may kindness and civility prevail. Bless the city of Moreno Valley. Bless our families, our businesses, and institutions. Protect our streets, our first responders, our schools, and our homes. We ask this in the name above all names, the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Jones. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz. Councilmember Bernard.
Here.
Councilmember Delgado.
Here, ma'am.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Here.
And Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz.
Here.
And Mayor Cabrera is absent.
Next item is motions to excuse absences. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz. So the mayor has requested to be excused from attending tonight's council meeting.
So for this item, if there is a motion to excuse an absence, now would be the time.
A motion to excuse.
Second that.
Any discussion?
Yes, I would like to say, look, this is long overdue that we clean up this resolution of excused absences. We do not have one currently. Madam Clerk, what are we following? What guidance or guidelines are we following for excused absences? I think you referred to it last week or last meeting.
Yeah, so we don't have a policy for your council members. So the policy that we were following and referring to was for the boards and commissions. So yes, we do not have one for.
Okay, so I think it's our duty and this body's responsibility to finalize something, and I think that we should bring that back next time. I don't want to make a motion for it now, and that's for a later discussion. But I do believe that, in my opinion, we could. I am okay with excusing the mayor's absence tonight, but we certainly need guidelines and a document that states the reasons that we could excuse absences, because it's, I'm not going to say it's questionable, but there's just no guidelines, and the reasons aren't listed. So there's put it out there is kind of concerning. So anyways, I'm going to set with my motion to excuse it this time.
I have missed council meetings over the past 2 years, and each time I have requested that my absences are not excused. The reason I ask that they're not excused is state law allows us to be absent from our elected position for 60 days before any penalties, possible vacating the position or things like that. So for my colleagues who don't live in my district and didn't vote for me, I think it's wrong for them to be excusing my absence when I report to the voters. So when I'm away at conference, when I'm away on a vacation, even when I've been sick, I've asked that my colleagues do not excuse my absences. Last meeting, the mayor was gone, and I was told that they were in labor and they were, in the hospital, and so I excused the absence. But moving forward, I don't feel that I have the right to excuse my colleagues' absences because I feel that it would shield them from the voters being able to take action against them if they were to fail their duties. So moving forward, unless one of my colleagues is away representing the city council at a conference, I won't be voting to excuse absences, and I will not be requesting that my absences are excused. I have 60 days to get back to the dais before anything would be brought. So I feel that that's sufficient time, and that should just be the baseline. The voters have said, state law says 60 days, and I think that's plenty of time to get back. If there's a work, vacation, illness, family emergency, any of the reasons that could possibly be, I think that 60 days is plenty to come back. So I will be voting no.
Well, and saying that, the things you listed out is exactly why we need guidance. We don't have one, and that's unfortunate. That's on us as a body that I think we failed. This came up 2 years ago. This exact same thing came up, and we put a Band-Aid over it. We didn't fix it for long term, and now it's time. So we will be discussing that at a later time to fix this once and for all. So,
Unless the council members have comments, we'll just call for the vote. Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Bernard,
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado,
yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz.
No.
Thank you.
That motion passes. And moving on to staff introductions, please.
Thank you. Patty Rodriguez, City Clerk.
Sonia Gomez, Management Assistant.
Paul Bradford, Deputy City Clerk.
Stephen Quintanilla, City Attorney.
Brian Mohan, City Manager.
Lonnie Jimenez, Assistant City Manager, Chief Financial Officer, City Treasurer.
Angelica Frostolipo, Community Development Director.
Melissa Walker, Director of Public Works.
Jeremy Bubnick, Director of Parks and Community Services.
Robert Cardenas, Human Resources Director. Keith Gemmel, Acting Economic Development and Housing Director.
Sarah Mack, Chief of Police.
Diana Rocket, Division Manager, Emergency Management.
Welcome, Lana. Congratulations. I beat you to it. Madam, now moving on to the approval of the order of the agenda. I will entertain a motion to approve the order of the agenda.
So moved.
I'll second that motion. Madam Clerk, voice vote, please.
Thank you. Councilmember Bernard,
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado,
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz.
Yes.
Thank you.
That motion passes unanimously. Moving on to public comments on matters not on the agenda. The city now offers language translation services through a free app called Wordly. The app automatically translates a variety of languages into English and vice versa. To use this service, please scan the QR code at the speaker's sign-up table. For the visually impaired, please use your earphones or earbuds to listen to the verbal translation. If you do not have such listening devices, please let the city clerk know that you need to borrow one for the meeting.
La ciudad ahora ofrece servicios de traducción de idiomas a través de una aplicación gratuita llamada Wordly. Si gustan usar este servicio, avísele a la secretaria y entregue una tarjeta para hablar. Para usar la traducción, escanee el código QR que está en la mesa.
Before we move on to public comments, I want to remind everybody to direct their comments to the City Council only. For comments on item on tonight's agenda, each speaker will have a total of 3 minutes to comment. Madam Clerk, are there any requests to comment on items not on the agenda?
Yes, we do. The first 3 speakers are James Armour, followed by Katie Poden, followed by Christopher Baca.
Hello, City Council. My name is James Armour. I am the president of Inland Compassion, and last year was one of the most rewarding years of my life, thanks to the Homeless Pilot Program. I came to present our impact report for the whole year and our data for last month. So we ended the year last year housing 80 individuals. We served 1,730 individuals, and 659 of them were unhoused. So this has been amazing, and I'll be honest with you, it has a lot to do with our CHW interns that we've been supervising, that we received from Reach Out. Has been amazing. We take calls every single day, and of course I can't take the calls all day, right? So I supervise them once a week and teach them the social work skills I've learned at Cal Baptist University and all the sites that I've worked at. And so it's been absolutely amazing. We had 25 outreach sessions, so this year we plan on doubling it. Right now we're working on creating 2 teams. Usually we go out with 1 team. We want to create 2 teams. We want to expand. And we're going to pump the brakes a little bit on the Moval Free Market. We were doing it every single month, but towards the end it was getting to be a lot of work. We want to focus more on the unhoused. And so that's what we plan on doing this year. We also plan on doing a unhoused job fair. We want to collaborate with the Continuum of Care. We've made some amazing partnerships with the Department of Social Services, Inland Empire Health Plan, Coachella Valley Rescue Mission, Lutheran Social Services. They have been helping us with referrals and collaboration. Last month, we housed 11 individuals and served 66 unhoused individuals. It's been amazing. Words can't describe how proud I am of our team and how God has blessed us and continue to bring the right people in our paths to be able to make this a reality. And so we do the case management and we do homeless outreach. We also started doing a new thing with the Meals on Wheels for our seniors. We have an organization we're partnered with who gives us 300 meals a month, and we redistribute them to our seniors and families that are in need. And then during the whole year, we were able to provide 85 mental health referrals, and we were able to do 42 substance use referrals. So we're trying to address all the main factors to homelessness, which is lack of money, lack of employment, family disruption, and substance use. So those are the main priorities we have, and I have a copy for everybody. I worked really hard on it, and I hope you guys love it. Thank you.
The next 3 speakers are Katie Padine, followed by Christopher Baca, followed by Seth Cox.
Good evening, council members. My name is Katie Podine. I serve as general counsel to the Syndicate Moreno Valley. And on behalf of the syndicate and other cannabis licensees operating in the city, I would like to address the legal concerns surrounding the annual public benefit fees and the regulatory permit fees in light of the recent Supreme Court ruling in Sheets versus County of El Dorado. Moreno Valley charges operators over $78,000 in annual fees alone, and that's in addition to the 8% tax on gross receipts. Since July 2023, I have submitted public records requests, spoken with your finance department, and consulted with your deputy city attorney in search of evidence demonstrating that the annual fees are not a hidden tax, but are instead to cover costs or mitigate the negative impact, real, not speculative, that licensed cannabis businesses have on the community. To date, no documents with sufficient evidence has been provided. Only conclusive statements have been made within resolutions. In Sheets, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the legislatively imposed fees must have a rational connection to the burden the government seeks to address, and the amount of the exaction must be roughly proportional to the burden the government incurs. The Sheets case is applicable here because the regulatory permit is not just a business license. It's inextricably intertwined with the operator's requirement to obtain a conditional use permit and to pay the annual community benefits fees. Non-payment of the cannabis regulatory permit would result in revocation of the CUP. Even if the regulatory permit was not intertwined with the CUP requirement, the California Supreme Court's ruling in Seclair Paint Co. versus State Board of Equalization provides that the regulatory permit cannot be used as a general revenue, but instead must be reasonably related to the burden the operator imposes on the city. So I am here now asking the city for transparency, to provide me with documentation on how it arrived at these fees and that they are lawfully imposed. And per California Public Records Act, Proposition 26 and Proposition 218, the city is required to comply with this request. Because in the absence of specific cost breakdowns, financial analyses, and reports, I must assume that these fees are a hidden tax rather than to recover the city's costs. A letter discussing my position in greater detail has also been entered as public comment tonight. Thank you for your time.
The next two speakers are Christopher Baca, followed by Seth Cox.
Good evening, Council, City, and community. I'm just concerned and bothered with the situation that's going on in our communities as far as ICE is concerned, as far as immigration roundups that may occur. And I think we're at the beginning of something that's going to be very detrimental to our society, especially our community right here. And we should really look into helping avoid something that in the long run is really going to, it's just going to be negative as far as whoever was part of these roundups and so forth. There's so much going on that we need to really keep an eye open as far as vigilantes, as far as fake cops with uniforms that simply say police and are rounding up and stopping people that look like undocumented people. And if they don't speak English, they take them to the doorsteps of INS. You know, this kind of stuff is going to happen. If it hasn't happened, it will happen here soon. And I hope our police department does not turn a blind eye. I know our sheriff, Bianco, is a Proud Boy, so he's all in on it, and which is a shame. He needs to be out. Next election, he'll be out. I guarantee that. And one of the things that I wanted to point out in our community, I know it's outside your scope of enforcing federal law, but you can help as far as letting the community know when there's going to be an ICE raid or so forth. You can, you know, it's the same thing as informing the people there's going to be a DUI checkpoint. There's no reason why there cannot be a police on their site or in the city saying ICE has informed us they will be conducting raids in Moreno Valley. There's nothing wrong with allowing the community to know that ahead of time. Also, shame on Mr. Takano, Congressman Takano. During the COVID, he allowed all the people from Wuhan to be bringing them out to March Air Force Base, and that's probably why we had an outbreak in COVID here. Now, the same thing may happen where they're going to use March Air Force Base as a roundup point for immigration. You know, how has our community, especially Mr. Takano, who is a victim of being his parents were in the concentration camps, the Japanese concentration camps. How could he not stand up and say something? That's a shame. Shame on Mr. Takano, Congressman Takano, for allowing this stuff to happen in our back door. And I guarantee the police needs to be.
The next speaker is Seth Cox.
Evening, council members, staff, Seth Cox, community speaker, I guess. Small crowd tonight. I've always said I would be the first up here to thank people for doing things. So I have a couple of thank yous. First, Mr. Brubnick over here. What's his title? I got his title. Community Service Director. I lodged a complaint a couple of weeks ago, a couple of meetings ago, about the safety at Celebration Park when the fences were under construction. He acknowledged my complaint. He sent me a very nice email, what was going to happen. It happened. Thank you. Just like he said, thank goodness no safety issues happened. And then, but the other thank you is for our missing council member tonight, the mayor. I will publicly, he's already been personally thanked for his participation in the collection and delivery of items for the fire victims in LA. We collected, as part of one of my charities I work for, Power Speaks Louder, collected items, hygiene items, different things, dry goods and all. And it was delivered to another organization in LA for distribution. And the mayor helped with the collection, and he went over and helped with the delivery, unloading it, getting it all sorted out. So thank you, Mayor Cabrera. Now my other subject. Let's see if I can squeeze them in. I want to pick on the Beautify Mobile program, okay? I think it's a good idea, but it's a little short-sighted, okay? You're recruiting free labor and asking for sponsorships to keep the city or the parks and the trails and all clean, okay? We have a parks budget. Maintenance on our parks and all, if I can read the paperwork right, is almost $6 billion just for maintenance, okay? So, and there's about, out of the 74 people that are in that department, according to the documents, 20 of them have a maintenance title behind their name. What are they doing, okay, when you still have to get volunteers? So let's think outside the box on how to beautify Moreno Valley. I've got a couple of items. Title 9, Planning and Zoning, Chapter 9 on sign regulations. You need to read it. Let's clean up the nasty, too big signs, old signs, signs laying on the side of the road throughout Moreno Valley. That helps beautify the city as a whole, not just the parks. Title 12, mobile vending. One of my pet peeves. We have a lot of mobile vendors in town. Well, according to one of the lines in there can't be mobile vendors in Moreno Valley on any street that's posted more than 30 miles an hour. Think of that, okay? All of our streets are above 30 miles an hour except 2 areas that I know about, okay? And I'm running out of time. The other one is
the next speaker is Roy Blackard.
This ought to be a very interesting meeting tonight due to all the agenda items we have and all the great projects we have going on and all the vibrant economies going on. I wonder, and I don't know, rumors going around the development community, is none of the so-called groups that were up here in the Aquabella hit the deadline to sue on the project. That would be very interesting. And then another thing that's the scuttlebutt going around the development of communities, maybe why, it's because the big I come up here and said, hey, whether you're the mayor of Moreno Valley or whomever, these groups, if you want to pull last minute crap or something on me, it ain't getting built. And you know what happens if it ain't getting built? There ain't no jobs. There's no economic activity or nothing else. Maybe from the top of the political food chain around, going to be nice, people are getting some backbone. We used to do that. We used to stand up. We used to stand up for what was right. In the past few years, that hasn't happened a lot of times, and we're living the results of that. You're living the results of what just happened. Miss Baca come up here a year ago and asked you to clarify the absences after, and guess who started that? After the Dave Marquez debacle. And you're still up there paralyzed with fear and you can't do anything. Where did it come from the staff? Where did it come from the council? Hey, you need to fix this. Practically every other, I went and did the research. Practically every other city and agency has a freaking policy. We don't. After we were made the laughing stock, again, of all municipalities in California, look at them dummies over there. They don't even know what they're doing. The current El Presidente said, let's do stuff based on merit, on your performance. Be judged on what you do, not the flowery rhetoric y'all do. At that point, we will make progress and we will make America and Moreno Valley great again.
That concludes public comment.
Thank you so much. We are now going to move to our joint consent calendar, Section I. Before I open the consent, well, there's only one item, so we're not going to pull it. Madam Clerk, are there any comments, public comments for the item on consent calendar?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz. We do. Roy Blecker.
Roy.
So the two big items on this whole agenda are approving the minutes of the last meeting and granting a right-of-way to the water company or whatever, yada, yada, yada. At least to me, and this is my native land, there couldn't be nothing more embarrassing. We've come up here and we've seen the steady decline. Because most of you weren't around or paying attention. When this first became a city, there was activity like you could not believe. There's an old saying, people vote with their dollars. You should be asking yourselves, and as the stewards of this city, you should be asking the staff why they're not being invested in this community. Put yourself in their position. If they were watching what you're doing, if they were watching of a city council and a staff that just can't take care of the simple stuff, what do you think they think's happening with the complicated stuff? Maybe that's why we're in the situation that we see the agenda as it's stacked today or not stacked. If we had proper elected representatives, that would be the question produced to the ones that are supposed to have the answers sitting right over there. We'll never fix this stuff. We'll never make any progress unless we deal with every issue honestly and factually and with complete and accurate information. If you tell me it's all puppy dogs and kitty cats, and you walk in and see an S show, what do you think everybody's going to think about all y'all's credibility? Things to think about. Hopefully, one day the light bulb will go on and we'll put it into practice.
That concludes all of public comments on items on the agenda.
Thank you so much. I would now open the floor for deliberation or entertain a motion to approve the consent items.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, voice vote, please.
Thank you. Councilmember Bernard,
Yes.
Councilmember Delgado,
Yes.
Councilmember Gonzalez,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Baca Santa Cruz.
Yes.
Thank you.
Seeing that there are no public hearings or general business, we'll now move on to Regional Commission Committee Board reports, starting with Riverside County Transportation Commission. Councilmember Delgado.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Tonight I'm providing updates from the RCTC Budget and Implementation Committee meeting that was held on January 27th. The committee heard a presentation of fiscal year 24-25 mid-year revenue projections and recommended the commission approve the budget revenue adjustments. The committee re-elected both chair and vice chair for 2025. RCTC staff presented a state and federal legislative update. And that concludes my report on the last RCTC Budget and Implementation Committee meeting.
The next report will be the Riverside Transit Agency Board of Directors. Councilmember Bernard.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Tonight I'm providing updates from the RTA Board of Directors meeting held on January 23rd. The board authorized staff to award an agreement to Tucker Sadler Architects for A&E services for Wentworth facility in a total project amount of $330,000. The board also approved the proposed 2025-2026 federal and state legislative program. This concludes my report on the last RTA Board of Directors meeting.
Thank you so much. Next report is from Western Riverside County Regional Conservation Authority Board of Directors. Councilmember Delgado.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. At the RCA, or the Riverside Conservation Authority Board of Directors meeting that was held on February 3rd, 2025, reports for the Western Riverside County fee collection, JPR status, acquisition status, monthly investment, consultant reports for fiscal year 2025, second quarter, and the state and federal legislative updates were received and filed. Staff provided a presentation of exempt surplus declaration of real property. The cities of Paris and Wildomar will be acquiring surplus land for the purposes of road improvements. The RCA Board of Directors approved resolution number 2025-2002 and resolution 2025-005. Staff provided a presentation of the Beaumont Point Specific Plan. The RCA Board of Directors approved resolution 2025-007. Finally, there was a presentation on the reserve of the month. Ranchos Meadows Reserve, approximately 73 acres, located in the eastern part of the plan area, funded using MSHCP fees. The next meeting of the Executive Committee meeting is scheduled for March 3rd, 2025 at 12:30 at the County of Riverside Administrative Center, located at 4080 Lemon Street, first floor, Board Chambers, Riverside, California. And that concludes my report on the Regional Conservation Authority that was held on February 3rd, 2025.
Thank you so much for that report. Okay. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, Employee Association reports. Are there any employee associations here to make a report?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem, there are two.
Dale?
Good evening, council members. Councilmember Gonzalez, congratulations on your election and welcome. Good evening, management staff, and to the citizens of Moreno Valley. I just wanted to give you a report on the Moreno Valley Management Association. We just held our annual membership meeting in December. We had board elections. The board now consists of me, the president, my vice president, Melissa McLean, Angelina Astorga, our treasurer, Janelle Bizzle, our board clerk, and our new representative that just got elected in, Sergio Herrera, and he is our employee representative. So we have a brand new board. We surveyed our group for the upcoming negotiations, which we're very excited about. And we kind of came out of COVID. We had the issues with COVID. We kind of came out of COVID now, and things are kind of balancing out. And we have a younger work group coming in. So I kind of see this as a new path forward, as a lack of a better word for negotiations. So very excited. Very excited. I've had the opportunity to lead many negotiations here at the city for many years. And it's caused me to kind of look back. And I think we've always been successful because the city, my membership, the employees, and you guys, we've always had the common goal of making Moreno Valley a better place to live and to work. So let's keep it up. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your report tonight. I appreciate you. Next up.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem. Congratulations on your reelection, Ed Delgado. Congratulations, Gonzalez, on your appointment, and Shalinda. Also, I want to congratulate Brian in his position, and Lana, I just heard. So congratulations to you guys, too. So we're part of IBW Local 47. It's our association group. I am the head steward. I've been here for almost 20 years for the city. I've been part of IBW, or the association, probably about 6 years now. But behind me, we're Margaret, which is one of our board members, and then Kevin is actually our brand new appointed steward. We do have 5 stewards currently, and always looking for more. We currently have about 125 members on our unit, and it pretty much is just boots on the ground, from anywhere from the park maintenance to street maintenance to animal shelter to people here at the city. So we are the wheels that turn Moreno Valley. So we just wanted to come out here and thank all of you guys. I also wanted to congratulate or thank Brian for all the help with with the new HR department. They've been fantastic. I got nothing but great things to say about Robert and Natalie and the whole HR team, that they constantly make our complaints heard, right, and take care of all the employees. They've hired a whole new staff, which is amazing. It's probably the best team that we've had in the HR, which is kind of hard to say, right, coming from employees that usually it's hard to get around with human resources, but they are amazing. So just wanted to thank Brian, thank Lana, and Robert and Natalie, and the rest of their team. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now moving on to item N, the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, Council. A few items tonight. Just wanted to let the residents know that we do have a Beautify Moval event coming up this Saturday, February 8th, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. If you get here early, 8 a.m., City Hall, we have coffee and light breakfast before we deploy to 2 different parks. This time we're looking at Towngate Park in District 1 and Rockridge Park in District 3. If you recall, this particular program was retooled a few years ago to have a different initiative than what it used to be. And this is really where, through our Bloomberg training and human-centric design, we were really trying to look at citizen engagement and look at how we can build a sense of place, a sense of community, and a sense of home. And so that's why we invite all of our residents out to be part of this. And although we do have our partners and so forth, and they look at major thoroughfares and so forth, and pick certain spots where they concentrate, this gives individuals, families, groups, high schools and middle school students the ability to volunteer their time and give back a bit of their time for a sense of community and a sense of place. This Saturday is also a free dump day event, which is also 8 to 12 p.m. at the Waste Management Transfer Station on Indian Street. It is for Moreno Valley residents only, but it gives you the ability to go ahead and dump larger items. Both of these items are on our website if you need more information. There is one item that is coming up. It's actually our first citywide special event on Saturday, March 8th. The Multicultural and Art Festival will be held at our Civic Center Amphitheater from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And I would be remiss if I didn't at least comment, so definitely not least, but wanted to comment on the appointment of our new Assistant City Manager, Lana Jimenez, who still holds the duties of Chief Financial Officer and City Treasurer as well as we go through that recruitment. But Lana's got over 20 years of experience with the city, as I stated in the email to you earlier today, and has been a focal point with our budget, our CIP, our homeless initiative related to the homeless task force, and involved in revenue and taxation policies with Cal Cities. So very involved. And that completes my comments for tonight. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Now moving on to closing comments, starting with, let me start with Councilmember Bernard.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. So I heard a few different things tonight regarding transportation coming from March Air Reserve Base. I have been in touch with Congressman Takano's office because I too heard the same thing and was reassured it is a fueling stop. They're not actually bringing them here and transporting, that there is already a contract in place, and part of the contract is it's a refueling stop. So I would like to just put that out there, that's what that is. They're not actually bringing them here and moving them in and out of the base. So I just wanted to clarify that because that was a point of issue that I took up with the congressman over the weekend. There is a lot of things happening right now. I will just say it, for me, I'm in the midst of a lot of chaos right now between everything that's happening at the federal level. I work at a university, and so I have a lot of concerns that are coming from my students and what's gonna happen with their future. And we're about a few weeks into this new administration, and regardless of what side of the aisle or what side of the issues that you're on, I implore everyone to still remember to have some type of humanitarianism for each other, to know that although we can be on opposite sides of anything, we still should look at each other and see the humanity in each other. I know that we've seen people out here protesting. It's not here in the city of Moreno Valley, but I do know in the city of Paris, our neighbors, it's been happening in Los Angeles, Orange County, Bakersfield, up north, that these things are happening throughout the country. But I implore you to always remember that there are real people involved with all of these situations. Whether you agree with how they are handling immigration at the federal level or not, these are still human beings. And I think in a country like ours, where we decided a long time ago that we were a melting pot, we are now at a crossroad where we have to figure out, did we really believe in those principles when this country was founded, when we agreed to the Constitution, when we took the Statue of Liberty, when there was Ellis Island? Do we truly still believe in those principles? Because what I'm seeing in this country is telling me that this last go around in this last election was one thing and it's turning into something else. So remember that you have neighbors. I know all my neighbors to a point, but we don't know everyone's status. My concern will always be children. When I heard that they were possibly going into schools, that's a concern for me, whether you agree with it or not. I don't want any child going home and not knowing whether or not their parent was gonna be there, because now who's gonna take care of them and what system are they gonna be in and separating of children? I have that concern, but I'll leave that to the federal government. But what I will ask the residents of Moreno Valley to do is to still treat each other with love and kindness, because that's what we do. I'm asking you guys to all be kind to each other, because before this administration took the helm and unleashed whatever they're doing in Washington, we were still residents of the city of Moreno Valley. And our families and our children, we in general just learn to get along, and we love each other and we help each other out. So I just implore you guys to just see the humanity in each other and to see the humanity in everyone and we'll worry about all of this at some point. I know this will come to a head, but in Moreno Valley, I pride ourselves on the fact that we are able to see each other and just help our neighbors out. So I will end my comments there with a quote from Angela Davis. The movement to defend the rights of immigrants is one of the most important civil rights. Thank you.
And now, Councilmember Delgado.
Thank you, ma'am. And I agree that we should treat everybody with respect and dignity. That's one of my biggest things in life. When we're all gone, the biggest thing we can say in our legacy will be we treated people with respect, right? Congratulations, Lana, on your appointment, or however, I don't know, appointment or selection of your new position. I think you're doing great, and I love working with you, so congrats. Thanks to Mr. Jamil Dada, Moreno Valley himself, I had the privilege of going to Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma on a KC-135. We flew out of March Air Force Base to tour the Tinker base, and that's where the KC-135s and soon-to-be KC-46 maintenance depot is. This is where they bring all of the refuelers for scheduled maintenance, and on the way back, we were able to refuel 8 F-16 fighters in the air, 30,000 feet in the air, going 540 miles an hour, and the jet was 15 feet behind our tanker. So that was really cool. And to top it all off, they asked me if I wanted to sit third chair in the cockpit. So there was the co-pilot, the pilot, and myself. And as we landed back in March at the base here, and that was super cool. I've never experienced anything like in my life like that in a cockpit of a KC-135, and probably never will. My next request would be to fly in an F-16, but I don't think they're going to allow that. Yeah. There's a seat in the back. Yeah, I'm gonna ask, but it was super cool. It was a once in a lifetime thing, and again, Jamil Dada took us as a civic leader group, not as an elected official, but as a civic leader group, and it was super cool. So. I also toured the Traffic Maintenance Center here at the city, or the TMC as it's well known, and it was amazing to see how our city has invested in the safety and ease of travel for our residents. If you've never seen it, it's amazing for all you guys in the well. It's actually outstanding. And during the Christmas season, they sent out a notification to us saying that they were going to sync the lights to make the traffic flow. And I said, how do you do that? And they explained to me we have a traffic management center that does that. And sure enough, I went and saw it, and it was amazing. So if you guys get an opportunity to see the traffic maintenance or management center, do that. I would like to thank and publicly thank RSO and the chief for a quick and decisive handling of the threat issue that we experienced last week or a couple weeks ago. You guys really did a great job and took care of us, and not only took care of us as electeds, but let the public know that everything was okay and we were safe, and that the public was safe. So thank you guys very much. Thank RSO. Just want to let everyone know that we clean up the sidewalks under the underpasses of the freeways, the overpass, but underneath. We can't touch Caltrans property, but we can touch our right-of-way, which is the sidewalks and the gutter system. We clean that once or twice a week, Mondays and Fridays, to ensure that all the debris, because sometimes homeless guys get up there, so homeless folks get up there and they bring their trash and then they throw it down. So I want to thank the city for actually committing to do that. I drive it all the time, most of us do, and they're always clean now. So thank you guys very much. I would request that we close tonight's meeting in honor of one of our crossing guards, Angel Alvarez. He was a crossing guard at Sugar Hill. Angel Alvarez passed away on January 20th, 2025 at the age of 81. He was a Mexican native and resided in Moreno Valley. Angel truly knew that it was more blessed to give than to receive. His generosity knew no bounds. Angel was a loving husband, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. His radiant smile lit up any room he entered. He lived life to the fullest and especially loved spending time with his family. So I constantly tell you guys that I praise our crossing guards. I got to know Angel because he's right down the street from my house at Sugar Hill, where my kids went to school, and I saw him the Friday before Christmas break, and I said, "Hey, we'll see you, when you come back." And he didn't come back. He ended up. I found out that he passed away on January 20th. So I would request that we close the meeting in his honor, and like my peer said, please be kind to one another. I know that I say that, and I don't want to water it down by saying it every single week, but it's true. If I would have had an issue with Angel, the last time I saw him before he went on Christmas break, my last interaction with him would have been bad, and I would have never seen him ever again. So I'm glad it was a good interaction. He said he was going to take his wife to the casino on Christmas break, so that was their thing. So I spoke at his memorial service Saturday, and I met his wife, and she was grateful that we were there, their city represented. So thank you for Angel, and I did wear my pink tie, so that's why everybody's all calm tonight. I'm telling you, I take credit for that. And Lana wore her jacket. So, and Mayor Pro Tem wore her pink dress. So, Seth and Justin, I think Tim in the back is very calm because we did that. So, I know I'm over. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. Comments from Councilmember Gonzalez.
Good evening, everyone. Just want to say a few things. First and foremost, congratulate Lana for your selection, your official promotion, and I'm sure you'll do great in this new role. Another thing, last week, Mayor Pro Tem and myself, I'm sure she'll have comments. Attended the Mayors and Council Members Academy. It was a great opportunity to learn best practices from not only neighboring cities, but a very diverse group of cities with different challenges. From cities with a population of 5,000 people to larger jurisdictions, listening to stories from Malibu where they were just devastated from the fires, and their pleas for she spoke a few times if they could reform the Brown Act because the council members couldn't speak to each other. So that was very interesting. But they did mention that if you open it up, there's other issues with the Brown Act. So that, and also all the sessions that also had an opportunity with 5th District Supervisor, Extian Gutierrez, who invited us to an event, an evening event, and we the cities within the district were able to share ideas and also share some recommendations that we can all help each other in the region. So that was I want to thank him and a great opportunity there. So so again, thank the city for allowing me this opportunity to attend this event, and it's just and also with when I was on the Planning Commission, so some of the stuff was similar, but other things, of course, with being elected and being part of a team is a little bit different. So that was a great opportunity. And my second item is kind of tying into Councilmember Bernard's statements and a little bit from Councilmember Delgado's. I wanted to share a few things. Moreno Valley thrives because of our diversity, right? Because families, workers, and students from all walks of life contribute to our economy, our culture, and our future. But right now, some of our members live in fear, and they're afraid that a simple traffic stop, application for services, or calling for help could lead to separation of their families, and it's not right. We must be compassionate and not indifferent. That's something I'm not seeing right now in our communities. I'm not seeing right now in a lot of places where I thought there would be more compassion and less indifference. I myself, I'm a very proud American, but I'm also very proud of my Mexican heritage. I wouldn't be here if my dad would have sacrificed himself and moved towards Texas and then California, calling from California. Then married my mom and creating that their sacrifice created the American dream for me, and that's where I'm sitting here as an elected official representing a community that I call my home. So that's very important for me. And other immigrants share my story, but others have a different story. You know, some immigrants for adventure, others fled from religious and political persecution, others as slaves or indentured servants. All of us have an immigrant story, some recent, some generations removed. You know, I have to say, it saddens me that acquaintances, friends, and extended family members no longer share that immigrant story that I share. They feel it doesn't apply to them. They've made it. They've have economic success because they feel that the things they've done make them more American than others. So, you know, I want to stand with the leadership of the Board of Supervisors, which today, Supervisor Perez Gutierrez Medina in Washington took steps to ensure the protection and dignity of our immigrant community. And also stand with the MVUSD, which has reaffirmed its commitment to make our schools safe, welcoming all students regardless of their immigration status. We must stand in solidarity with the immigrant community of Moreno Valley. Therefore, I want to agendize an item for discussion at the next City Council meeting to consider, and other resources, provide staff direction on developing a resolution affirming the City of Moreno Valley's commitment that we're a welcoming community to all law-abiding immigrants, regardless of their immigration status. I respectfully ask for a second.
Let me clarify this. You're asking for a resolution to state that we're welcoming to all residents regardless of their immigration status. And the reason I'm clarifying is because I want to say we've done this already previously. That's why I'm asking for clarification, because I feel like we've done this previously.
I just want to agendize an item to reaffirm that because of the current climate, you know, kind of what you mentioned. But we can't have a deliberation discussion until we do that.
Oh, hold on, City Manager Mohan.
Is there a question on the floor to the city manager at this particular point in time, just to clarify whether or not we have something in place?
Yes.
The state is a sanctuary state, as 483 subdivisions of the state. One could say that we are also aligned with the state. There have been times when this body has stated in a multitude of occasions that they are a welcoming city.
But there's never been an actual resolution for the city, not the state.
To my recollection, there has not been an actual resolution.
Can I ask what a resolution would do?
Aren't we all in the county? The county is.
Yeah, the county just did it. The state has already done it.
The school districts.
So the
college
school district's done it. So I think it would just be political. It's not going to change anything for what we can or cannot do. It would be political, pure political.
Madam Mayor Pro Tem, at this point, I think we may be getting close to deliberating over the particular issue.
Thank you.
So I'll second it so that you can have your deliberation, so we can get some clarification on that, please.
So we'll add that to the next agenda item, please.
Thank you.
Finally, my closing comments. I also, with Councilmember Delgado, attended the Cal Cities Academy last week. We had sessions that included information on our legal powers, digital communication, land use, effective advocacy, ethics, and harassment training. We were also invited to, like Councilmember Gonzalez said, to a dinner where we were able to meet with our newly elected colleagues in the Riverside County District 5. So we were able to share ideas and get some contact information as we're all coming into a new role with our colleagues in Hemet, Banning, San Jacinto, and Cali Mesa. After that, we raced back and got to the chamber dinner, the chamber installation dinner held Friday evening at the Air Museum, and we all celebrated the newly appointed Citizen of the Year, my friend Dave Slauson. So I'd like to publicly congratulate him on his acknowledgement after many, many years of public service. So I was proud to be there to support his award. This morning, I attended the ribbon cutting for Taqueria Dos Portillos. They have opened up an express location, and they plan on getting you in and out in 2 minutes. So they have a limited menu, and they're right in between Aldi and Costco. So make sure you visit there when you want a quick meal, and that's in District 1. And finally, I just want to say that this morning at the Board of Supervisors, they did pass a resolution as well as create a website with references and resources for anybody that may need immigration services. And I just want to say that, you know, the United States it's a unique place because, you know, we can move to different countries and, you know, when you move to Germany, you don't become a German or, you know, you don't get to become another nationality, but anybody can move here and become an American. So that's very unique that we openly welcome others into our nationality, and we say, you know, we're Americans, and we may have dashes, and we may be Mexican American and German American, and but we're American. So when we need to take care of our neighbors, and it is a scary time right now, but we just need to take care of each other and try and do the best neighbor that we can be. Because you don't know what other people are going through. I imagine that it's very scary for people who, you know, we see every day. You know, we wave to our neighbors, but we don't actually know what goes on in their household. They maybe not be sending their kids to school. They may not be going to work. People are struggling. So please, like, you know, Councilmember Delgado says, be kind to each other. And so we have a very great opportunity this weekend, Saturday, to come out and be among community. We'll be cleaning up 2 parks. Please come out 8 a.m. for some breakfast, put in a little bit of work, and then we'll feed you lunch as well. So without any further, we'll be closing tonight's meeting in honor of our crossing guard who put service above self. He was out there at 81 years old, still serving our community. So, Mr. Angel Alvarez, may you rest in peace. And we close tonight's meeting at 7:06 in your honor. Thank you.